I'm an addict for sneakers.
Sneaker addicts! What's good? It's your boy Del's back with a brand new review slash on foot look when it comes to these new asics Gel Lytes. Thank you to Foot Locker for sending these through. This is actually my second pair, and I really love this shoe right here. Before we get into it, subscribe, of course, if you're new. There's a little bell next to the subscribe button. It is crucial you hit the little bell. It lets YouTube know that you give permission. It is okay for them to be notifying you when I upload a new video. As silly as it sounds, that's just how YouTube wants to do it. You gotta hit that little bell. As silly as it sounds, you gotta hit that little bell. So please do so you don't miss out on content. Close-up look at the actual shoe now. You've got some really, really nice suede right there. And let's get up close on that actual suede. Check out that suede. I love the suede on this. They just picked a really nice material. And you've got your reflective hits right there. You've got your perforated full grain leather, flat laces, your asics branding up top, and there is a look at your side panel right there. This orange pops louder in person versus on camera. It's just not picking it up, but it's a great, great, bright orange color. Kind of like the Big Bang LeBron 9s. That's the best way for me to describe the pop with the orange right there. There is a look at the outsole, gummed out, classic. And there is a look at the back of the shoe right there. Look at that suede, man. That suede is so nice. Great, great materials. I've been really digging asics lately. I mean, I've always had a lot of asics throughout the years. If you really watch all of my videos, I always have had asics on the channel, but I've been wearing them a lot lately. I gotta break out more. I know I have these up top that I really need to start wearing, but I just never break them out. Maybe I'll wear them this week. Maybe I will wear these this week. These right here, man. I love this one. And I love this model. This is the Gel Lyte 5. As far as the fit, go true to size. Some people say to go down half a size. Some say to go up half a size. I go true to size on them. I had to go up half a size because it was the only size available. I was able to get these for retail. This is a collaboration with Ronnie Feig and Diamond Supply. Really awesome, awesome pair of kicks. And I really dig the Gel Lyte ones. This is a different colorway. This is the colorway that I already showed you guys that we're reviewing right now. I did do a detailed review on these if you're looking for it. This has the black suede, and I think the cut of the suede is different on these two. It may just be the fact, nah, they're definitely different. I was gonna say maybe because this is black, it's just not as like, I don't know how the hairs of the suede isn't as long, I guess we'll say. But it is a different suede. Honestly, I prefer this one better. I really love this one. And I think they did a great job with the gum outsole, the darker, thick kind of suede to it, the hit of orange, little hits of silver, just accents the shoe really nicely. So that's my detailed review of the shoe. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will show you what they look like on feet, of course. And I will put a link in the description box below if you're looking for a pair. I'm pretty sure they retail for about $100. So check it out. I don't know off top. I'll put that in the description box. And did I show you the medial side? Let me show you the medial side real quick. I forgot if I did or not. But there's a look at the medial side right there. Alright, here we go with a look on feet. Let me know what you guys think. As far as the fit, I recommend going true to size. They're clean, man. They look great. Comfortable. Hope you guys enjoyed this on foot look. You know how we gotta close it out with that infamous bird's eye view. Bang that thumbs up real quick, show that love, and thanks for watching. Kicking it. What's good, back up in the building. It's your boy DJ Del's back with episode 2 of Kicking It, where we talk sneakers with people I find interesting from all over the world that have the same common interest as me and you. these kicks right here. My first guest is Gel Lyte. This guy is doing it major. You'll catch him interviewing one day Nas and then the next day Kobe. He's doing all kinds of amazing work out there in the world when it comes to sneakers and much more. Let's shoot some questions to him and then ping pong back and forth. First, what I want to know is what sneaker first got this dude hype. So I know you're hearing me right now, brother. What was that first sneaker that just got you hyped?
Yo, what up, DJ Dells and the Dells Nation? Is Dells Nation even a thing? I think I just made that up. But shout out to the Dells Nation. Anyway, I am Gel Lyte. Most people on the internet probably know me as Cousteau. So what up, what up, what up? Thanks for having me on the show. As far as the shoe that I was most hyped for, I don't say most hyped for, but a shoe that I remember being extra hyped for was the Reebok Pump. And that all happened because of D Brown. I remember as a kid, I loved basketball so much. And my older cousins, they were all into basketball too. So obviously I loved anything that they loved when I was a kid. And I remember we were all watching the dunk contest, and I saw D Brown reach down and pump these up and do that dunk, and my cousins went crazy. And so of course for me, I seeing them go crazy. I was like, oh, this must be awesome. Those shoes must be really, really awesome. So it was these, and I wanted these, but I never got them because mom's wasn't having that. These were like $120 back then, and that definitely wasn't gonna happen. That was $100 or something like that. Something crazy where I knew I wasn't going to get them, but I asked and I got to know, and I actually didn't get these until earlier this year. Maybe it was late last year, so I finally got me a pair, but that's not till 2014 or 2015. So yeah, sure I was hyped for it. Definitely these. I remember that moment. It'll always be a moment in my head, just watching my cousins jump up off the couch and explode when he did the little hide your face dunk. And so I always be hyped for that just because of my fam in basketball. So yeah, the Reebok Pump.
Kicking it. Now I could definitely tell we're from the same generation because my shoe that got me hyped when I was a kid was these. These right here, the Reebok Twilight Zones. When I seen Dominique Wilkins wearing these, I was like, yo, I have to have them. And believe it or not, I was more hyped about this than them Jordans back in the days, man. This was the shoe to have back in the days, still the shoe to have now. Anyone that loves basketball and loves sneakers, especially Reebok, this is a grail for many. Kicking it. Something really interesting is when you actually learn something about the design of a shoe. Last episode we were talking about shoes that you look at and they remind you of something completely different than what it was supposed to be all about. Like for instance, if you've seen like a collaborator doing a shoe with a certain brand, it's supposed to be inspired by fill in the blanks, and then you look at the shoe and it reminds you of something totally different. Then there's just the whole fact of learning about shoes and what they are actually inspired by when it comes to simple things like even these laces here on the Jordan 11 being inspired by the actual net of the basketball hoop. Let's get back and talk more kicks with Cousteau.
A sneaker concept that's different. I can't say that I thought it was different. I just didn't know what it was until later on in life, and that shoe was the Air Max 95. I remember when I first saw it. Again, it was just one of those things where I was like, wow, it was just crazy unique, you know, just because of the shape of the shoe and the way the lines flowed on the shoe. And I never knew exactly what it represented or what it stood for until later on in life when I found out that it was actually the spine, and then it all made sense to me. But I always knew that there was something really unique about the Air Max 95 and the way that the way it was shaped. I just didn't know that it was actually the human spine until later on in life. But now seeing that, knowing that it's the human spine, it absolutely makes sense to me. And shout out to the designer Sergio, who did a great job because he got me, and I didn't even know the intent or the concept of the shoe, but I saw it and I was hooked.
Kicking it. Now the next guest I have on Kicking It is Nightwing, who has his site weartesters.com, and he also, of course, has his YouTube channel, which is very infamous for his performance reviews and much more. So I want to chop it up with him and talk kicks. First, let's talk about favorite shoes. This shoe right here is definitely my favorite shoe, the Black and Infrared 6. This one is the retro with Nike on the back. and I just love this shoe. I think it looks great on feet. Definitely my favorite sneaker of all times. Not even my favorite Jordan, but my favorite sneaker of all times. Let's find out what shoe is one of Nightwing's favorite shoes of all times. Favorite basketball shoes of all times, matter of fact. Nightwing, what's good, homie?
Yo, what's good, Dells? This is Nightwing 2303 in case you guys don't know who I am. One of my all-time favorite sneakers is actually the Jumpman Pro. This was Jordan Brand's first team model. This was the first shoe that I saved up all summer long for. I mowed lawns, I picked weeds, I did all kinds of random stuff. I think I was like 13 or 14 at the time. And by the end of the summer, just before school started, I had enough money, which was back then $110, a lot of money. Grabbed my pair, and basically I've loved this shoe ever since. I went through a couple pairs. This is the pair that I still have that's like really nice and new, but it's not wearable any longer. Maybe I'll restore them one day, but who knows? I don't really have that much time as it is.
Kicking it. We all got funny stories when it comes to sneakers. I've shared plenty throughout the years on my YouTube channel. Let's check in with Nightwing and hear a funny story he'd like to share with me and you.
As far as a funny story, depends on who you ask. I think it's funny, my wife doesn't. But basically, back in 2006, my daughter was born on the same day that the white and grape retro released, and I so wanted that shoe. So after my daughter came out and everything was good, I made sure I waited. I told my wife, I was like, hey babe, can I go and grab the new Jace that just dropped? You don't ask that, ever. Especially after they just had a baby. Long story short, I didn't get the shoes. I ended up getting the retro that released a couple years ago, and then I got rid of them because the quality was pretty trash, and my eyelets they're plastic, they already started to yellow for some reason, even though the clear soles were still nice and clear. I guess you can't win for losing.
Kicking it. Before you go though, Nightwing, just hit him with a bunch of sneakers that you love. You know, I know you showed one, but hit him with some more sneakers that you love. Like, of course, I showed these. Never go wrong with Air Force Ones. This is something I did on Nike ID. Puma Suedes, Reebok Twilight Zones. I was talking about how special these are before. Definitely love my Air Max 90s. And of course, another all-around favorite is the Superstars by Adidas. Love these Jam Master J's. I got one for you too. I know you love Star Wars like me, Nightwing. These are dope. The back of these, by the way, are just bananas. Now, with me showing some of my all-around favorites, we definitely gotta see some of Nightwing's all-around favorite kicks.
As far as an all-around favorite, it really depends on what day you ask me. You can never go wrong with the Reebok Question. Maybe even take it back to my high school days with the Air Jordan 15 Low. Maybe take it all the way back to my very first Air Jordan ever, which was the black and red Air Jordan 11. Being a Dubs fan, you know I gotta get me some Currys. One of my favorite shoes at the moment is actually the J Crossover 2. This is the first official shoe that I had input in during the wear testing process. They actually let me keep the original shoes too, so this was the first sample or prototype that I had, and actually has the J Crossover 1 midsole and outsole. And of course, you can never, ever, ever go wrong with a pair of Air Jordan 4s.
Kicking it. And that concludes episode 2 of Kicking It. Thank you for watching, and thank you to my two guests, Nightwing and Cousteau. I will have their Twitters in the description box below and their YouTube channels. Make sure to follow everything they're doing, because they're doing a lot of major things out there. If you love sneakers, you need to be following them. Thanks for watching episode 2. If you didn't see episode 1 yet, that will also be in the description box below, and be on the lookout for episode 3. Once again, thank you for watching Kicking It, and we are out. Kicking it. One thing I know I love is concepts. Whenever there's a sneaker that comes out and it has some kind of inspiration, for example, these Skunk Dunks right here, love these. But then you have a shoe like this that reminds me of this, and this shoe right here has to do with Wimbledon. But to me, when I look at this colorway, it's pretty close to something like this. Let's check in with my homeboy Fomer Simpson. He got a story about a pair of kicks that remind him of something completely different than what the shoe is supposed to be all about. Foamy, what's good, homie?
What's up, Dells? There is definitely a sneaker that reminds me of something totally different than what it was supposed to mean, and that sneaker is